We are finishing 8.3 today. So here we have an angle in standard position and a terminal side of 11 over 61, comma, negative 60 over 61. And we need to figure out the cotangent, secant, and cosine of that angle. So, where is this point? Which quadrant is it in? It's in quadrant 4. So, the x value is 11 over 61, and the y value is negative 60 over 61. So this length here is 11 over 61, and then this length is negative 60 over 61. I need to find h, and we find h using the Pythagorean theorem. So 11 over 61 squared plus negative 60 over 61 squared is equal to h squared. Oh, my calculator's not on. So type that in. Oh, and what do I do with that? Take the square root of 1, which is 1. Oh, hey, guess what, guys? It said it's a unit circle. So how big is h? 1. Oops. So what is the cotangent of that angle? So cotangent is going to be the upside down version of tangent. Tangent is y over x, so cotangent is going to be x over y. So we take 11 over 61 and we divide it by negative 60 over 61. Invert and multiply. The 61s cancel, and I get 11 over negative 60. Okay. The secant matches up with which trig ratio? Cosine. Cosine is the x value. So for the secant, we just take the x value and flip it upside down. 61 over 11. And the cosine is just going to be 11 over 61. Okay, got that? So it's nice when it's a unit circle, but okay, this one is not a unit circle. Which quadrant are we in? Negative 3, 5. That would be quadrant 2. So in quadrant 2, the x is negative 3, and the y is 5. So we need to find h, and this time h is not 1 because it's not a unit circle. So 3 squared plus 5 squared equals h squared. So that would be 9 plus 25, which is 34. So h is the square root of 34. Everybody get that? And h is always positive. No matter which quadrant you land in, h is always positive. So the sign is, it's not just going to be 5. How come it's not just the y value in this case? It's not a unit circle. So we have to say that sine is O over h, which would be 5 over root 34. But I can't leave it like that. I need to multiply by root 34 over root 34. And that gives me 5 root 34 over 34. And I guess I skipped this step, but does root 34 simplify? What are the factors? 2 and 17. So I can't pull anything out. So the answer is just 5 root 34 over 34. So if it's a unit circle, h is 1, and sine is just the y value. If it's not a unit circle, then find h, and sine is whatever the opposite side is divided by the hypotenuse. So over here, secant matches up with cosine. Cosine is a over h. So secant would be h over a, which is root 34 over negative 3. Okay. And then tangent would be o over a, so it's just negative 5/3. Does that make sense? Yeah? All right, find the exact value of sine of 765 degrees. Well, 765 is not on our unit circle, so I need to find a coterminal angle to 765. How do I do that? Subtract 360. So 765, subtract 360. 405 is not on the unit circle. So we subtract again. So 45 degrees. The sine of 45 degrees is the y value, which if you look at your unit circle is just root 2 over 2. Okay. The secant of negative 4 pi over 3. So 4 pi over 3 is right here. So negative 4 pi over 3, oh, sorry, it's right there, would be right here. It's equal to 120 degrees. So secant is the upside down version of the cosine. So I go to 120 degrees. The cosine is negative 1/2. So I flip that upside down, and the answer is just 2. Do you want to see another one of those? Okay. All right. So 10 pi over 3 is too big to fit on the unit circle. So I need to subtract 2 pi. But what version of 2 pi do I want to use? The version that's divided by 3. So we're going to subtract 6 pi over 3. 10 pi over 3 minus 6 pi over 3 is 4 pi over 3. That is on the unit circle. It's right here in quadrant 3. And what is the x value at that angle? So I go to 2 pi over, or 4, wait, did I do that? Yeah, 4 pi over 3. The x value is negative 1/2. Okay, the tangent of negative 180, if I add 360 to that, I'm looking at the tangent of 180. And tangent is y divided by x. At 180 degrees, what is the y value? 0. And the x value? Negative 1. 0 divided by negative 1 is 0. So the tangent of negative 180 is just 0. Okay, more? No? We good? Okay, get to work.